It going?
Good, you?
Good, good. I'm having a great day. Great day. It gets dark at 5 o'clock now, which is interesting.
Yeah, here too. I like the hat.
Oh, thanks. I got this as a part of investing in one of Grant Cardone's programs and a multifamily thing.
Oh, cool.
Pretty cool, yeah. You had to pay like 25,000 was the minimum. That's all I could do at the time, and it was a multifamily apartment complex. It pays me like every quarter I'll get a check for like $280 or something. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not like a, crazy amount, but it's like,
yeah.
and the money's still there. The 20 full amount is still there, which is pretty cool. So I just need to be able to invest like 10 million.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Exactly. I like that attitude. That's great. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, man, you go by Tommy?
Yes.
Okay, he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy, not Tom.
Yeah, not Tom or Thomas.
Tom does your taxes. Tommy is your Tommy's your buddy. You know.
That's good
Right.
stuff.
Michael. And we have iPhone. It's been a long time since
So, hey, what's up, buddy? Actually,
Jose Calabasa. We'll forgive Jose. We'll forgive Jose.
I'm actually on the road, so I figure out how to join in
Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it.
the traffic.
Yeah, the Mighty Meetups, they're once a month, and the idea here is that it's kind of a weird month because we really didn't do a contest for this month. I've been so busy. The conferences started off making me busy, and a trip across the country. And then the last couple of weeks, I bought a business and been dealing with some other stuff. So, did any of you guys hear the podcast today?
How to give a check.
I saw a couple people were watching.
Yes,
I
I
heard the
listened
end
to it.
of it.
Yeah, like I was, I told some pretty personal stuff. I was like, I don't know, but the points I thought the were good points.
I
What do you
must
guys
have
think?
missed that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I almost took it down, and I thought, I don't care. I don't care. You have to go back and listen to it.
I will. I like the tips you put about like leaving a twig or something. I never thought of doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't know where I learned that. There's a guy, you learn things from other people like so much. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I love the masterminds. You learn the most stuff you learn is from other people.
Oh yeah.
So, we introduce ourselves. I'm not live yet. We could go live and kind of promote it, but I'm kind of more just interested in like making sure like those who are or putting in the time are getting the most out of it. So I could go live and you guys could introduce yourselves and maybe someone will see it and send you business, or we could just chat about what's going on in your business and how I can help and or how other people here can help. That's the idea. And then also, I am going to go live at some point because I want to announce the winner, which we already did last time, um, but really go into it and announce the next contest for December, the Christmas contest, which I think is going to be fun. So, what do you guys got going on? We'll start with Tommy. Tommy, what do you got going on in your business?
Well, I'm really uh, fresh, so starting out with the business. I've got real estate, some rental property, and I'm a full-time surveillance director. So I got a full plate. I've pastored for 17 years and just recently resigned from that. And a local friend that has a process serving business has been, I've been riding along with him, and he's been mentoring me for the last probably 4 months.
Okay. Where you
And
live? Remind me.
Durant, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Do you know Stacy Sarah Thomas?
No, but
Oh,
I'd like
okay.
to.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, Sarah, she teaches the class, or she used to teach the class over there for SNR Training Center in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it's at. It's maybe Oklahoma City. I'm not sure. But anyway, she taught the class there. She just went to the army.
Oh, wow.
Now she's in the army, but I've known her for a long time. She's in Oklahoma. She used to complain about how it's kind of like the Wild West over there.
Yeah, I'm right on the border of of Texas, so southeast Oklahoma,
Mm.
about an hour, about 2 hours from Oklahoma City.
Mm. One thing a lot of people when they're new will think, I was guilty of this too, is that because somebody's so far away or in another state, you'll never do business with it. But I want to tell you, like, this is a small world we live in.
Yeah.
There is somebody who lives where you live who is moving to down the street from me, and they're getting divorced and they need to be served or whatever. It's funny how that works. But also, people in other places give you different perspectives. Like, I never realized someone could serve for $10 or $15 a serve and love doing it.
Wow.
In Florida, that's all they do. Everybody gets paid 10, 15, maybe 20. Like, you're getting paid a lot.
How do you at $15 pop? How do you make that work?
Yeah. So these guys will right, the industry itself has kind of created this. I think they're going to get in trouble at some point. I'll say this since we're not live. I think they're going to get in trouble at some point because just like with California, the independent contractor like lawsuits, right, with the EDD, I think it's called, unemployment division. They came after these guys for treating them like employees when they were actually contractors. Well, they do that to the max in Florida. It's like, so the way that they're able to make money, like Desi, her mom is a process server. Her mom used Desi works, Desi's my partner in the website company. And her mom, she got her serving papers because she needed to make more money. Well, anyway, well, the way that they do it is there's like a few offices. Every big city like Orlando has like an area where there's like 10 companies in this one, 20-story building, and these process servers will go and hit each of them. And they'll pick up papers, they'll sign a bunch of papers, they'll pick up papers, and they'll go serve 10 or 20 a day. They don't have to do any marketing, they don't have to fill out any proofs. They don't even have to print papers. They just go serve them and then bring them back.
Mm,
So I could see kind of how they do it. It's like a high paid job, if you get $10, even $10, even as low as $10, and you serve 10 papers a day, you're not rich, but
no.
but you have cash money. I don't know. I think you need to
I mean, if
get,
you're retired, maybe, or you're
mm,
done, maybe that would work. But
you're married and your husband or wife makes plenty of
yeah,
money. Yeah. And you work. Yeah. I think that's what I've seen it most often. Most often, that's what I've seen. But yeah, so Oklahoma on the edge of Texas. Do you ever go into Texas?
yeah, I'm originally from Texas. My bride is local here to Durant, and so we pastor church in Sherman, Texas, which is about 45 minutes away from here, and we're constantly, over in Sherman and that area. But uh, we've lived here for 20. We've been married for 23 years. Glad my bride's not watching this. And we've lived here for I think 20 of those years. So
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, my bride. That's an interesting way to put it. My bride. She's always going to be your bride for that long, even though it's like that long.
yeah,
She's
always gonna
she's
be my
not
bride.
she's not the old ball and chain anymore.
Nah,
Okay,
nah,
okay. So
that's
okay,
not.
well, that's funny. So okay, so your business. So some guy's mentoring you, and he's your competition. He's your affiliate. You're getting work from him.
Oh, so far he's just mentoring me, and he's been giving me training because there's not a lot of training outside of. Thankfully, I found you guys. But so I've been riding along with him, and he's showing me the ropes. He's doing a lot of serves for. He's doing like an affiliate with an organization that sends him $45 serves instead of the full serve, and I mean that's working. And
Yeah.
he's almost to the point where he's getting more than he can handle, and he's going to start throwing those my way.
Mhm.
But I'd really like to be available for him if he needs me, but obviously stand on my own as much as I can.
Well, I like the idea of nurturing the relationship with him. Like, don't burn that bridge. But I will. Somebody told me something one time, and it kind of set me back for a minute. I was almost, I don't know if I was offended, but I was definitely not receiving it well. This guy told me, like, cool, but build your own thing. Like I was telling him that I was a part of this thing with this mentorship and I was doing this and there's a lot of good. Like I was saying a lot of good things, but it wasn't mine. I didn't own it. And so don't be afraid or ashamed at some point to take some of his business. Like at some point, now let me clarify. You may be like if you're in a different area than him or you're willing to do things he's not willing to do. You see what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
at some point you're going to be taking some of his business and that's okay. That's the free market and you're not trying to do it on the front end, but you're consciously trying to grow your own business in the process of learning. And what I did is I was very transparent with my affiliate that I got started with, very similar situation. And I told her, I said, I'm marketing like crazy. I'm obviously better at marketing than you, what I was telling her. And she was an old timer. She just went to the casino every day. She didn't market herself. She was a paralegal for these people when they went on paralegal strikes back in like the 70s or whatever. And she's the only one that didn't strike. And then
Oh wow.
everyone came back and got raises and she didn't. And she was like, that's it, I quit. And so she started a process serving firm, which was and she'd been doing it for 30 years, you know. So she knew the business. She didn't need to market herself, I guess, kind of. She could have, she should have, because a
Yeah.
new guy coming in, me, who's marketing is going to take up all the new business and then a little bit of the old business. And so she just told me, Mike, there's these 3 customers. They're dumb paralegals, might hire you. Please don't take these customers from me. And I honored that. I said, hey, this guy Ray Sandelman, he had no problem paying the bill. Like he'd always pay $200-300 bill, no problem. Which was I loved getting work from him because I would purposely make sure, like, hey, if I would go, hey, I'll go to the other address because I knew he had no problem paying as long as I got the job done, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff. So have you served a paper yet?
Yeah. I served my first one. I don't know, a week or 2 ago. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, by myself. I went with Ricky, with my friend Ricky, the Nick's process service, the one that I'm learning from, and
Mhm.
we've served a lot of papers. But by myself, last 2 weeks ago, I served my first paper, and it was from California. Actually, I was going to reach out to you guys because
Mhm.
they were telling me that I had to have a different form and all this jazz, and so I researched it and filled out all that and sent it in, and
Was it
it
a
all worked
summons
out.
or was it like something different?
A summons and a complaint.
Yeah, that's the standard. What's funny is like I learned proofs and stuff in California, right? So when I hear people talk about how complicated California is, actually, California to me is like I know it's like learning your first language, right? But I truly believe there is a specific proof for every type of document. And I like that. I like that I don't have to think about it. I go look up proof of service of summons, POS 10. It's a specific thing. If I serve a subpoena, the proof's on the back of the subpoena, right? If I serve a family law divorce, which is a FL something, I think it's 100 or something, the proof is like FL 115, proof of service of petition, summons and petition, right? Like, but then you go to some of these other states and they're like, just put it on a Word document. I'm like, but what about the legal language? I'm not an attorney. They're like, well, I don't know. Ask somebody. So some of the states like New Mexico, there isn't an official proof. You know? So
Yeah.
that's why I like California's if you ever have any questions, let me know. They're very standard, you just go to Judicial Council forms, Google California
Yeah. I had
Judicial
to
Council forms.
search it.
Jose,
Yeah, buddy.
you
Yeah.
got something? He's in California too.
No, I'm here trying to get a cup of coffee. Yeah,
Hey,
I just was doing I met this pro say for one of my other colleagues calling me up like you have this because he doesn't like dealing with pro stations because it can be very complicated, right?
I can't,
I can.
Jose, I can't make out what you're saying, buddy.
Hold on. Can you hear me now or not?
No, it's muffled. Maybe your Bluetooth turned off or something, or in your pocket. That's what it
Yeah,
sounds like.
okay, so let me see.
Or you're in the bathroom, one or the other.
Let me see. No,
No
it's
worries.
not working.
Dang, man.
No, let me see. No, it's not working.
Oh, it started getting better for a second. I don't know.
Yeah, let me see. You
Yeah.
know?
A little bit. Yeah.
And hold on, give me a second. Mama,
So yeah, I had to do the POS 10, I believe, and then because I had to do a substitute service after the third attempt. I had to fill out the other form that describes due
Declaration.
diligence. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. A declaration due diligence, and usually that's kind of like the other state. A lot of the other states just do it, and they have like a miscellaneous form too. Yeah, yeah. Summons are like the most common. It's like you're suing somebody and it's more than $10,000 or more
Okay.
than 10 grand. If it's less than 10 grand, it was 15 for a while. I think it might actually be 15 now. But yeah, anything more than that's a summons. Which is crazy that once you learn about this stuff and you start serving it for a while, you're like, oh, it's not that hard to sue somebody. The thing is, like, when you sue somebody, in California, it's like $435 per defendant. So if you got the business and then the guy and then if it's a complex case with hundreds of defendants, like a class action case, it's $1,000 per defendant.
Wow.
Yeah, so they make you work. They make you have to pony up if you think you're gonna get. And what's even crazier is if you lose the case, you pay their attorney fees. So if they go get the most high priced attorney, um, so it's actually risky to sue somebody
Yeah.
unless you
Wow.
know, unless you know. So you got them dead to rights. You got a video recording on Zoom. This is why a lot of the marketing coaching I used to do for lawyers, I would always do it via Zoom and I'd record it. Is there ain't no lying about in the very beginning too. Hey, I'm just recording this in case you decide to become a crazy person and not want to pay your bill. Does that sound fair? And that right there makes it admissible in court. They go, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, just kidding. They kind of like you kind of like joke it off, but it's true. It's true. I only had one PI that did a chargeback on me, 5 grand for the marketing. I was doing 5 grand a month for these people. That's why, like with Mighty Website Builder, when people are like freak out about the fee, I'm like, do you know how much marketing companies charge? Like, it's like $3,000 to $5,000 a month just for SEO and running Google AdWords. If you want to, and that's not counting your ad spend. That's
Can
for.
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little bit lower, but not as muffled.
Okay. I'm just like, you hear me now? Let me see. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Now you hear me now? It's cool. Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
much better.
yeah. Now I was just I was doing a restraining order right now with a pro se and a young girl, and one of my colleagues didn't want to do it. They're like, no, you deal with it. He doesn't like doing it with pro se people, because they could be very complicated, right?
Yeah,
But I've learned to have patience with them because I already know the situation. You know what I mean? There's just sometimes little patience sometimes works out. You know what I mean? That's all really what they want is a solution, right? They're not attorneys. They're not. They just want to get this thing off their chest, right? So, but they become the most loyal clients because they're like, okay, it's gonna be. I'm gonna charge you 150 right now, lady. I didn't even hesitate. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But because the way I calm her down, and I carry an iPad. So I was just putting the note. I carry an iPad with just it looks like a little computer nowadays. You know how it is nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
People keeping out of me like, man,
You
you're
said
ready.
iPad. I thought you said a
Yeah.
knife for a second. I'm like, what? Okay.
No, she just kept out of me because I was like putting her notes. Okay, give me her. I'm just gonna put her information. She goes, wow, wait a minute, you're very sufficient, right? Yes, this is where I work. I everything you pay me, I'll make sure I do an invoice because I used to be a manager, so it made it a lot easier for me to. She's just looking at me like, wow, you're very. Yeah, I have to make sure, lady. Just give me the information. And I was just talking to her, and I just put a data entry, right? And she felt comfortable after she just calmed down. She goes, for my son, please, anything, just communicate with me. I'll make sure. I went right away because it was in San Dimas. I met with her in Glendora. So it's like 10 minutes apart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she liked the fact that I was very mobilized, right? Just to meet with her. I'll meet with you. Don't worry about it. We'll meet you at a Starbucks. I'm cool with that. And she was like, thank you so much for being like, transparent. No, I understand your son, but I went right now, but she wasn't home, and I figured, okay, I just come back. But you know what? Just by making that attempt, by not even notifying her, she was happy with that. Sometimes
sometimes that's what it is, you know. And I just I'll work with you. Don't worry about it. We have enough time. She thought she was all free, but once I explained to her like, no, we have time. I'll keep doing that. And she said, okay, oh, thank you, Jose. I appreciate. Thank you so much. You took this pressure off me because he called another server right there in San Dimas, and she was like, I don't have somebody available for that. You know what I mean? They promote same day service, but she couldn't accommodate that.
Mm.
She said, why are they in that business? There, I go, I really don't know, madam. I really don't know.
Yeah.
You on the other hand, you just pick up the phone and you're like, I'll meet you somewhere. I go,
Yeah.
I just hire you right now at the spot, you know, and that's what it was, you know. Sometimes a bad server, not even a bad, I just think they probably didn't have the time for it. I don't know. I really don't know, you know what I mean? But those opportunities, you always want to take advantage of it, right? Because it takes that, you know, and sometimes Pro State they could give you reviews. They do, you know what I mean? They do give you reviews.
Yeah.
You know?
Pro states are great for reviews. Yeah. Yeah.
They like that. They like giving reviews, and if they do it, sometimes they don't, you know. But it varies, you know. I've learned it from you last time. You go, one, I serve, get a review. Every serve, get a review, right? So,
That's right. Every single person who uses you, that especially if they're a pro se attorneys,
yeah.
I mean, what are they going to leave you a review every single time they send you a job? It's a little different, but you kind of like once a year just review them, review your reviews and see, hey, did this attorney leave us a review yet? You know, and if they didn't, reach out to them, be like, hey, can you or one of your whoever has access to your guys' Google account, even if it's their personal account, actually, because you go.
Right.
But it looks
Mhm.
really good on your thing when it says law office of such and such, whatever. That looks really good on your Google My Business page. I had
Right. Yeah.
so many of those before, but
Well, I decided to update my website with you, so I decided to sign up, and I'll just, you know, you take over what you think it is, but you know, but the business that I have, I realize a lot of reviewers is they're real people. That's really what they look at the end of the day, real people.
yeah.
And you can see my reviews like, man, it's first time using this guy. I never done this before. I hope it's the last one. But if I do, I'll make sure I call him. You know what I mean?
Right. They're like, well, hopefully I never have to go through this again. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of those. Yeah. Hopefully I never have
Yeah,
to go through this again, but because they think maybe their friends are going to see it, which they can. If you look at people's reviews, you can see where they reviewed before, which I do sometimes. I'm like, let me see what kind of person this is. You can learn a lot about somebody by looking at the reviews they've left other people.
right. Yeah. So you know, so I just tried. You know what I mean? I just did that. You know, today it came back. And at the same time, we're dropping off my son. So you know, that's why I like what I do. It's because of flexibility, right? We have the flexibility. That's one thing I love about it. I can never complain about it. So because of
So
that.
Jose, what do you got going on? I just want to welcome our YouTube viewers. We are live here on YouTube now, and we are going to dive into some stuff. I want everybody to introduce themselves. This is our monthly networking for process servers. If you're a process server and you're just learning about this, congratulations. Like you found the light. Okay. Not me, but this community. It is so awesome. If you go to mightyprocessserver.com, you can actually join us here be a part of the community. It's a slow growth, but it's growing over time, and we get lots of wonderful people in here, and it's just really exciting to see people taking action. You know, Jose, Mr. iPhone here, Jose, he's out. He's the reason it says iPhone. Well, first of all, he's smart. He's got an iPhone. No offense, guys, Samsung users. Uh, I'm biased. I'm biased. So right away we know he knows how to make good decisions. But the reason why he's that way is that he's out serving and out doing his thing, which happens. So if you're out serving and you want to still participate, you can. That's it. That's what I'm getting at. So yeah, so Jose, we're gonna go around actually in a second, but I just want to introduce myself. Michael Reed, Mighty Mike is my brand. There's a religious connotation behind it, and just like taking mighty action, like give it your all in life, you know. Um, and that's so that's become my brand for any of the businesses that I have, because I feel like that's where success comes from, is when I take mighty action, when I live a mighty life, when I'm a mighty husband, a mighty father, or whatever it is you're doing, like do it in a way that is mighty, and you will find success in it. And so that's why I started this community, is to help process servers and to give back. It's absolutely free. There's probably hundreds of hours of trainings now. and I'm continuing to put more in there. I got a lot of marketing stuff to add. I do own 123 Legal Support, 123 E-File, 123 Texas E-File, a lot of different companies, legal companies. Just bought a new dumpster company here locally, which has been fun to rehash the new, business stuff. And anyway, that's who I am. Let's kind of go around the room here. Tommy, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are, and yeah.
Yeah, so Tommy Sutherland, I'm in Southeast Oklahoma, Sutherland Services, process serving, and loan signing agent, notary public, and those kinds of things. I also am full-time in the surveillance business for my full-time job at this point. But yeah, looking forward to continuing to learn and collaborate with you, Mike, and the rest of the group. And I'll say that since I've been a member of the school community, it's been great to have that feedback and just have that safe place to ask questions and hear from other people. So I encourage everybody to join.
Yeah, and it's free, and you got people in there that have 30 years or plus experience that, they've been the ups and downs, and you got some new folks, different specialties. It's so cool. So welcome. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Jessica.
Hey, I'm Jessica Claycomb. I own Washington Pro Se process servers. We're in the Seattle area. So we do process serving, skip tracing, subpoena domestication, and apostilles too. I'm in my first year by myself, but I got 35-star reviews so far and gonna get to 50 by the end of the year.
That's really good. I mean, I always tell people get to 26 and you'll see yourself, you'll see your ranking, you'll start to separate from everybody else because it's rare that people get more than 26. So being at 30 is a really solid and it doesn't take a whole lot. It's just like consistent effort every day for, how long would you say?
I really started in July and we're in November, so
Wow, awesome.
yeah.
Just being consistent, and everyone in this group, if you're patient with them and you'll remind them, they'll all leave you a review. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of time. A lot of people aren't engaged, they're out serving, they're running businesses, right? And so you'll see them pop in and then you won't see them again for a month or so. And then same thing with you guys, you might go off and you just come back around. I'll always be here. I'm building the directory to actually be able to monetize the community in a way. But I want it to be able to actually provide you guys value and bring you business. And so that's why I'm putting so much time and effort into it. I think it's going to literally revolutionize process serving. It's the most underserved industry in the country, like notaries. Um, I mean, even like loan signers, all these different professions, there's so many businesses that surround them that help them, and process serving is like the redheaded stepchild nobody wants to claim. So I digress. Jose, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is. Let's see, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Jose Alvarez. My company is Legal Excel Network. I've been 24. It's been 24 years now in the legal industry. So, one thing I've learned, one thing I always enjoy was the fact that it's just the fact of serving. It depends on the case. It depends on certain people. What I love the most is seeing justice done correctly, seeing relief from certain people. Seeing I work with many times with lawyers. Really, I work with a lot of lawyers beginning for. I just branched out 6 years ago and helped pro se, give them the same pro se people because I saw there was a lot of litigation in pro se though. And most of my reviews is based on people like that. People would have no knowledge. They just want some direction. So I was willing to help out. That's one thing I enjoy the most, helping people, pushing them forward. And they're really the ones who recommended. It was a point of contact. Hey, Jose, he's reliable. Trust me, he knows what he's doing. He'll make you, And I love training individuals. I like training servers. That's what I like to do. I trained 4 already, and they're doing good, man. I always empower them to do what's right. The last girl that I had, she was gonna lose her license because they just used her, right? They just told her, you need to find a mentor. If not, by the time I find out, they're gonna revoke your license. She was discouraged. She coming out of the courthouse, right? And I just encourage her. when I saw her, I just took the opportunity and I just look, man, you just need a mentor. You need books. You need to do this. So I kind of mentor her. She's doing great.
So
She is
Jose,
now,
you're down in the LA area.
I'm in the San Gabriel Valley. I'm in the San Gabriel, which means
San
like
Diego.
which is very close to downtown, but I'm more like Pasadena, Alhambra, Temple City. That's called the San Gabriel Valley, which is very, very central. It could be very busy at the same time, but I'm very point in every area from Glendale to downtown. So those are my core areas. So
Mhm.
I do get business here. Like don't get me wrong, but I try to stay local now. This has been going on that, and part of the network is like you said, is about building a network and really about maxing your time because you have so much time and you can't do it all. And you find yourself when you find yourself thin, you end up losing clients.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
Well, welcome.
so
Yeah, welcome. So let's kind of go around. First thing we do normally is the introductions like that. And then next thing I want to do is just kind of go around and see what topics you guys want to cover. Do you have any questions based on everybody's introductions? Do you have any shout outs? Do you have any business for other people that are on the call now? Those are the kind of the things that I want to hit second after introductions. I'll kind of leave it to you guys for a sec.
Well, how do you guys handle those? And again, I'm really new at this, but how do you? We served a guy the other night, and he was aggressive. He beat on the truck and said, you better get your out of here and get back in the truck." We dropped the papers, we drop served him and left. But I mean, have you ever had to, you know, take somebody down? I know, Mike, I listened to about your when you started. I forget the guy's name, but he basically would put them in the floor if they tried anything. But I mean, how normal is that?
It's not, it's something you shouldn't do. You should just leave. You should try to get in a car. You should try to create a barrier between you and whoever is being violent. Those are like the first thoughts that I have. What weapon, what things might they grab? If I grab something, does it now become a weapon that they want to use as an option, right? So those are those kind of just like awareness defense type stuff. Um, I like the different levels of defense. Of course, I believe in carrying a pistol, but I've also had, you know, what is that? Oh, the Zoom just like got weird on me. I've also had hundreds of hours of training.
Mm-hmm.
So weird. I don't know. I think it went in like dark mode all of a sudden, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, yeah, so I do believe in that because you're not going to fight somebody with pepper spray when they have a gun. And if so if it came right down to it. Now that's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of companies that don't want you to serve for them if you carry a gun. Just don't tell them. Keep it in your car.
right.
Keep it quiet. That's my personal opinion. And you know what? That's what they hope you do. They hope that you will just deal with your own business and you won't you have your own business. You're an independent contractor that you'll be responsible. You'll take the trainings you need to take. You won't kill anyone unnecessarily and there will be no incidences. Right. And then as far as a guy like hitting a truck, it's usually just 90% of the time it's what do they call it, bolstering. It's like it's not like real. Like if anything actually came back at them, they would normally stop, which has been my experience. It's like how far are you going to take this? Like, do you realize like I could beat you up? That's what I'm thinking. And but I don't say it. I'm just like, I need to get to my car. You need to move out of the way, or whatever. I've had so many situations. And I would say like probably the best example is the two guys that roughed me up a little bit, and when I posted a notice and went back to my car and they kind of roughed me up a little bit. And I remember thinking like, I have to get to the courthouse before 3 o'clock. They're going to close. I have 10 filings. I wasn't thinking about fighting them. I wasn't thinking about, I mean, they were like, pushing me, and the guy came and I took the taser, went and like to get him off me so I could get back in the car without him like hitting me. I got in the car and left. I made it to court on time. I filed the papers. I was telling the sheriff about it after I was kind of like decompressing about it. I'm like, I was telling one of the deputies as I was waiting in line. He's like, "You didn't call the police?" I was like, "No, I'm a process server. This happens, right?" And no, it does. It shouldn't happen. And if it does happen, you should pull over and call the police. And this is why. This is why. Because if you don't, and they're riled up about what just happened, who else are they going to go hurt? Or maybe, I don't know. You're not responsible for that, but what if it's a kid? What if it's an old lady, or what if it's the next person who shows up trying to serve them something else and they actually do like kill that person or hurt that person severely? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so
I-
that's my take. What do you think, Jose?
Well, I carry a body cam, right? I have a body cam. I started wearing. On top of that, I carry a Brian. I don't know if you heard of Brian gun. I don't know if you heard it. It's called Brian. It's a
No.
non-lethal gun. It's like it's a pepper gun. So it has, you could shoot pepper, like, but in California, we're not allowed to have that. I'm only allowed to have they're like little balls. Like, they're like little balls.
Yeah, like the ones in prison, right? Where they shoot the
Yeah, but mine is like, it looks like a Glock. To be honest, mine looks like it's a black Glock, but it looks like that, but it's not really. It's a small little ball, but if it hits you, like a paintball, but it leaves you like a bruise, like really bad. So it's a
piss 'em off,
non-lethal.
maybe.
It's a non-lethal gun that I have that I carry around. Yeah, I just have it in case. I never have really had to do it, but in California, it's kind of like getting out of hand. There's people out here that you just gotta be precautious. Then,
Yeah.
but most of the time, it's based on our training. I've never really had an issue with it. Like the last one I had was it was small claims, and I approached the door, but I always pull myself 6 feet apart. But it was on a cul-de-sac, right? So what I did, I parked the car like on a cul-de-sac. What I do, I parked the car facing going out. You know what I mean? I never
Yeah,
parked
yeah,
it. So I was parking the way that if I just jump on, just take off, right? It didn't have it. Then I do what they call the approach is a pie. You ever done the pie? It's called a pie approach, which means you not front of the door, but you stay and lean on the door, right? I learned this from my PI sir because he was an ex police cop. He told me, Jose, when you approach the door, don't put it in front of the door. Put yourself 6 feet apart, and then move it to the side like a pie, and let them come out. You can see from an angle. Oh, okay. So because you're not really approaching the house, the door, right? And I was like, okay. And that's been my key, my safety. Because then you know, like if someone opens the door, if someone runs, it doesn't come straight to you. You're on the side of the door. But stay away 6 feet away from them. That doesn't look hostile. It doesn't look approachable. Oh, okay. And that's what I did, man. And I told the lady, she said, yeah, that's my son. I thought he's not here. Okay, it's a small town. Leave it. You gotta take that shit. I'm like, whoa. I never heard that lady say that. Then I see some ruckus, and so I got in. I said, I just walked to my car. I said, I'm just gonna leave it here, but I never turn my back. That's one thing I never do. I kind of pull myself back, and I went to my car, got in. Next thing you know, the son, I don't know if it was the son, he jumps up, and he's, motherfucker, he started calling me out, and get off the car. And I've learned just to be quiet, don't say anything. You know what I mean?
Just go.
And I just go turn on the car, and I gently just started moving. He said, "You motherfucker, get out the car!"
Yeah.
I didn't hesitate because
Yeah.
you're not supposed to engage with them. You're not supposed to give them that leverage.
You're
But-
to de-escalate. If you leave, and if you can leave, that's immediate de-escalation. Like without.
Yeah. And I just lived, you know what I mean? I could tell he's active. He's a gangbanger, active. Like I knew because it was in Azusa, so I knew. But do I get those? Not really. You know, that's, you know what I mean? If I told my wife what happened, she would like, get out. Don't ever do this job. You know, so there's precautions, but I don't go out of fear, right? But I always carry the precautions. That's all it is, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I learned. I never really had an accident, but I did have one incident that they put a gun on me. They did put a gun on me. The guy was active, drug addict, and I didn't hesitate because I come from the street, so I kind of looked at him like, "This is your baby daddy.
Yeah.
You're the baby daddy of your girl. This is just a response." But he was high. And he looked at me, but you could tell it just he could have pulled the trigger, and it was
Those are
just
the scary ones because they not only are they capable of doing it, they have nothing to lose a lot of times. That's the
right,
scariest ones.
right.
Yeah.
And
The
it was just
doctor
scary.
that puts a gun in your face, the doctor that puts a shotgun in your face, you're like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the only incident that I had was it was about 9 years ago. That was only one incident, you know what I mean? And the guy with the gun, he was, you know what I mean? It would have changed the whole atmosphere. I kind of just, I don't know what helped me. I know it was God's grace, but it was just my composure as well. I didn't hesitate. I just, look, bro, it's your baby daddy. You're the baby. It's your kids. And I mentioned the kid's name. And that's what really, like, thought
Mhm.
about it. Hey, that's my girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And, you know, but anybody else would have just got, forget it. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I already had 15 years experience already. So, you know what I mean? I already had 15 years experience doing this. So really, you know, and that's what I try to tell my servers from the beginning. Like, they want to be in this business. I try to tell them, I try to be, you know, like you said, the ugly, the bad and the good. You try to explain that to them, but not to fear them. It's just to be more proactive. You know what I mean? And it's pretty much a job that we do. It's something that we engrave, you know. Um, I love the fact that I'm a professional, and that's what I learned to be. You know what I mean?
I feel like you need to be like a porcupine.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I always was. Is like I'm gonna go in, or maybe like a bear, you know. But I like the porcupine thing because I'm there and I have so much compassion. If it's a woman, like I've paid a woman's rent before, like I've, I just have so much compassion. If I know that if I'm serving them, it's not because they're bad, and it's not because I'm cool, or because I could find anybody and all this marketing stuff, right? Even though I'll say those things and I'll promote that to the attorney or whatever, that's a different relationship, right? When I'm out serving, I'm serving them when I'm knocking on the door until I know they're being evasive, until I know for sure they're being evasive. I don't assume anything. I assume they're nice people, and I assume the best, but prepare for the worst.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they answer the door and they're sweet to me, I'm sweet to them. I'm like, hey, they're cool. I'm not coming inside. No, it's okay. Blah, blah, blah. Certain safety parameters, parking my car past where I got to get out so that I'm always coming from behind my car, or where I can see them still as I'm moving sideways. The one thing you don't want to do is like, as I got more experience in the business and like was serving lots and lots of papers, I would pull so close to the front door, like almost disrespectfully close to the front door. Like I would pull up, like if the front door is here and the garage is here and they normally park here, but they're in the garage. I'm parking a little bit in the garage. Like I'm so far forward because if I have to get back to my car because there's a dog, because I've served them and they're crazy, whatever it is, my car is my way out. I will run you over trying to leave if you are violent, And my Prius would fit in all kinds of little spaces, and I could idle there for hours, not use any gas if I have to, waiting for police to get there. So, um, you know, so yeah, I think the most important thing is that you just don't take it personal when
Yeah, yeah.
when people act like that, and you realize that I'm not saying make up stories in your head, but just imagine, like I said some stuff on the podcast today about, my ex trying to serve me a restraining order and giving like examples of how everybody at some point in their life will get served, and how you should have empathy for them because in some cases, like in my case, it's completely based on false, allegations, right? And so I need to
Right,
not get served until she gets served my papers so that we can just have a normal mediation instead of this weird like restraining order mediation where I'm forced to give up my weapons and all this weird stuff, right? So you just have to understand that the person you're serving, you don't know their situation.
right.
They could have just lost their father, and that's happened to me. And when the Paradise Fire thing happened, and I went up there and was serving people eviction papers, foreclosure papers, divorce papers. And I think it only took me like a few days where, I mean, it was about 2 weeks after it had happened where I finally started turning down Paradise work. But there was so much business up there because nobody was paying their mortgage. They were waiting for the insurance to come through. And people were getting divorced. People had died. A lot of people had died. 70,000 people were displaced. They had to leave Paradise, California, when the campfire happened. And I was serving people where their wife died and all this stuff. And I have a lot of empathy. So right away I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. I was like in tears, like every day I was driving up there, a different experience. I was like, okay, I can't come up here anymore. And so it was detrimental to my business. But luckily with e-filing and and then COVID happened right after that, like literally right after that. That was 2019. And then COVID happened and I moved to Florida. Reset, push the little reset on the Super Nintendo, the right one, if you're that old. Jessica's not that old. She doesn't know what we're talking
I am.
about. No way.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
son plays with my original little Game Boy,
Uh,
Game Boy Pocket.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, Game Boys. Uh what is it? Sega. That was the coolest when Sega came
Yeah.
out. My grandmother paid $500 for that Sega. Can you believe that? $500. That's how much a PS5 is now.
Oh wow.
Crazy. So good. That's good. That was a good topic, Tommy. What other things we got going on? What other questions or topics before we move into some celebratory stuff?
Has anyone like hooked up with the sheriff's office or the police to do their kind of overflow work? Because I've been getting a lot of protection orders from people that the police or sheriff haven't been able to do it. They don't go after hours, they don't go on the weekend. So I've been getting it just from pro se's, but I'm interested in actually like connecting with them.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't get work from the sheriff's office, but I do remember I had built a really good relationship with them, going and dropping off writs for all the evictions. And they asked me, I told the story a few times, but they asked me like how much I should charge, or how much they should charge based on my fees and stuff like that. And I was like, you guys should charge nothing. It should be free. It's just
Right.
your service sucks. So I was like, you should just pay me, I think my fee at the time was 59. I think I was telling her you should just pay me 45 and I'll do all your stuff, which would have been so cool. And some places like Florida, they actually do that. The sheriff in every district has a different rule, which is crazy. They got different districts for the courts. It's so crazy in Florida how they do it. You either get certified through the court, actually appointed as a process server from the judge in every county, right? And then in some places they do it based on the county, based on the sheriff, the county sheriff. In some counties, the sheriff is like, nope, we serve everything. And so there's no process serving in that county. You have to use a sheriff. So,
Yeah, like ours, they don't do small claims. They don't do regular family law documents. Like they have a whole list of stuff that they won't do. So,
that's great. So what do
yeah.
they do? They just say, you have to call a process server. Is that what they
Oh,
do?
well, they say look it up in the yellow pages, the old phone book.
There's,
Yeah.
what's the yellow page?
Yeah. Look up a private process server in the yellow pages. So,
I personally think that is a huge
yeah,
opportunity for you.
I stopped into the office and they kind of, wanted to give me the cold shoulder, but then they gave me the sheriff's secretary's email. So I got to set up a meeting and I got another police chief's email address. So I got to set up to meet with them if they're willing.
Here's what you do. I'm gonna give you the tea. Do they say that now? That's a thing
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah, I know that one. Go ahead.
Let's spill the tea. Okay. And I'm actually doing this right now with the dumpster business. And so this it's just so good. Okay, so what you do is you could just say, hey, this is my fee. Could you recommend me? I might even give you a kickback. They're weird about that though, right? They're like, well, we can't pay the county or whatever, or like whatever. So that's your biggest problem, right? But what I've been able to do with the dumpster business, which I've never done this with process serving, but it would make 100% sense because it would go right in line with the courts. And so what you would say is you would pair yourself up with the court and you'd say, well, we actually serve a lot of the court's documents, which is true. Anything that gets filed with the court, you're serving. And so a lot of things that come across will have a fee waiver, and sometimes those things will get sent to you because there's a fee waiver. And so if you have anyone with a fee waiver, you guys can send them to me. Especially for domestic violence victims or DV cases, and this is probably true anyway, right? Maybe you still want to get paid, but what I'm saying is to get your in, you could
Right.
say, here's your, and how many are you going to come across that you may have to do for free? That I would be 100% willing and committed when you do this to do some of it for free, but it has to be marketable. Like with the dumpster business, I went on the biggest group in this community, this little community. There's 14,000 people in this one group. And I have learned that there's only 14,000 people in this town. The whole community is in this group. So I went on the group and I said, hey, I just bought this dumpster business and I want to, it's Veteran November, right? We got Veterans Day and all this. And I said, I will donate a dumpster for any veteran for free, which is
Mhm.
normally $300. Just bear with me, give me time to get to everybody. It blew up. I was like, I need help. The second thing I need is I need help from the community to actually help do junk removal on some of the stuff. I started this business, bought it for my son, adult son who's moving here. It's perfect thing for him to do, like a hustle like I did when I started process serving. And so he's going to be here December 10th or whatever, and he's going to end up taking it over and doing real estate with me and stuff. It's going to be awesome. But anyway, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
You're not
And then,
saying I'll give you kickbacks. You're saying you're already dealing with these people who have a fee waivers and the family law side too. I do all of that for you. Can be
okay.
your liaison, and you can
Let
just
me
send
leave
them
my business cards there too, by the way.
with a QR code that has a little coupon code, which Desi can set up for you if you haven't done that already.
Hmm.
With a coupon code that is for people with a fee waiver.
Okay.
So when they put in this coupon code, it will be a smaller fee, and you'll have a little drop down that says something like, we are waiving the fee for service, but there is an small administration fee of $15, whatever. This is going to get rid of all of the people, the freebies that literally are not going to do anything. Their paperwork's going to be completely out of order. They're going to
Yeah.
be unwilling to help themselves at all, and they have no money. Those people can't fill out your form.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense. It's a good filter.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have that filter, because otherwise you're going to get documents that don't make sense. You're going to get people who send you the documents, expect you to jump through hoops and file a proof of service and everything else. They'll show up to court and just berate you as the terrible person who screwed up their case. You need to make sure that they sign something, they pay something.
Okay.
And what you can do to offset it is you can say, hey, the $15 fee that you paid, it's kind of a wash because I filed a proof of service for you, which cost me $15 at the, online or whatever, however you want to word it,
Hmm.
but you can make it a wash
Okay.
if you want to. And then that way you can say, those are going to be the best reviews too. Those are going to be the best reviews. You're going to go serve it. It's going to be for a good cause. Hopefully she's not just lying. I'm trying not to be jaded, but it's
Yeah, I've
hard.
had a bunch of protection orders this past week, and I went into it kind of nervous because they said, oh, the police couldn't get it done. And I was like, oh shit, like it's on me now, And they're
Mhm.
saying, oh, the person's really mean and this and that. And in the end, like she told me I was beautiful and like we were best friends at the end of the service. So it's like you can't really have those ideas in your head when you're going to do the job because that's somebody
Mhm.
else's perspective.
Yeah, there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
You don't know, like, and you know what? One side might be more right in one aspect, and then the other aspect, the other guy was cheating, the other one was cheating.
Yeah.
Like, it's none
We
of your
don't care.
business. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's none of your business. You're just there to serve it. But you know what? It's hard to not get into that a little bit when you first start
Hmm.
out, because, you watch the true crime shows or you listen to them or whatever. You're doing a stakeout and you're waiting for them to like pull up, and You're kind of psychoanalyzing the whole situation. You read the paperwork. Terrible.
Right.
I never read the paperwork, and I know people who are like, just read every doc. What? How do you have
No.
time for that? You got 40 papers in your bucket. How do you have time to read the paperwork?
No.
Crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if they say, it's a restraining order and they say the guy's violent,
Hello.
yeah, you should look at the especially in California, they have a DV form where you can look and see the types of guns they supposedly have and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I would look at that. Sometimes I'd flip back to that and just see like, yeah, he's got a 45, man. That's okay, I guess, compared to my gun, you know. So you just got to decide what you're okay with doing. The free stuff, it's really that's the relationship you're creating with the sheriff and the police department. Is like we actually handle that for you. It's a service we do in conjunction with the court. I would use some words like that
Right.
conjunction with the court. We're helping some people with fee waivers, but we also do like late night attempts. We do weekend attempts, which I understand is a challenge for you guys because you're serving arrest warrants and going to domestic violence calls and stuff like that. Like you guys don't have a lot of time, as much time as we do. We specialize in this.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here for you. And you might be surprised. They might say, well, what would it be to just like if we sent you everything?
Right.
you know?
It could be, yeah.
Yeah. Why am I getting text messages, random text? Good stuff. I like that. What else we got? This random spammer. Leave me alone.
You know, people are asking, like, well, what is this exactly? When you tell them that they're legal, these are legal documents, and you have a summons. And, well, what exactly is this, and what is this about? And you know, how, do you guys stand there and then read it, or you just say, I haven't read the documents, but
yeah, I would say exactly that. I would say, you know what? I don't read them. I just deliver them. But I can tell you one thing, they are legal documents. They're very important, and you need to make sure you read them and at least understand that there's a court date coming up that you need to make sure you're there because there's two sides to every story. And if you throw these in the trash right now, only one side of the story has been told to the court and your story is lost. So make sure you check it out. And that's how I would always do it. And that's it because it's like confident, it's to the point. It's like, do your part now. And I feel like that's what I would want to hear too. Cause I got served divorce papers one time and I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know? And I was
yeah,
confused before. That's my story, right? Good question. Yeah, don't stay there. Don't stay there. The longer you stay there, the higher you increase the chances of something happening. Just get out of there. Anybody else have a comment on that?
Yeah, it's just not part of our job, and it's a liability to start explaining stuff. So,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, what I just told you is the most I would ever say. And it's really just because if I thought they weren't violent, they were just kind of like, I'm confused. Like this is not junk mail. This is not
yeah,
like I've had to testify in court. And one person said they never got served. They thought I was a mailman. They thought I was delivering mail, and that was their story to the attorney. The attorney says, well, what's you wear civilian clothes? How are we to know that you weren't an independent contractor delivering mail? I said, because I told him they're legal documents. This is where like Jose was saying having a camera. Like there's so many good reasons to have a body cam. I never did it, but there's so many good reasons.
have you had anybody say, I don't give you permission to record me or anything like that?
I never did it, but I have had that with my phone when somebody was getting crazy and I would turn that's one of the first defenses, by the way. The first stages of defense is like just record them. Just pull out your phone and go, hey, look, I'm just trying to get to my car. I'm just the messenger, please. Okay. Just let's calm down. And I have my phone out. You can't record me. That's the only time I've heard it. How about you, Jose? You carry a camera? He might be serving somebody. Yeah, sounds like he's busy. How about you,
Jessica, do
Jessica?
you?
You
Yeah.
wear a camera?
I don't wear one, but I might win one today. So, no, I'll pull my phone out and I'll start recording. And then it's funny because I've watched stuff like, later on and just trying to remember what they said. And I like missed a lot of stuff. So I think it is pretty useful, but at the front door here, if it's in their personal space, then we have to ask for consent. So it's kind of tricky.
This is where like maybe having it on the dash and the problem with that is now your car is having to face the house when you'd rather be facing away from the house.
Right.
That's the problem. But you could put a camera maybe on the back window too, facing back.
And you don't always have to share it or use it, you just have it for yourself if it comes up.
Yeah, I actually just bought this thing for my dumpster trailer, but I think it would be really cool. It was probably like $350, something like that total for it comes with like a little screen, and it's just like this little camera. It's like a
No,
tube
that's
camera.
tiny.
Yeah, and it's a magnet, and it uses like Wi-Fi technology to talk to the screen that comes with it, which hasn't arrived yet. I think you can do it to your phone too, but I bought the screen with it. I'm gonna mount it on my dash because I'm doing it for dumpsters. But for your car, like for serving, you could just do it on your phone. And then your phone's like on your dash mounted or whatever. And then this thing has like a little arm. I don't see the arm in the box, but I just opened it right now. But there's like a little arm so you can kind of like move it.
Mm-hmm.
So you could always like park in a way, turn that on, and just make sure it's pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, adjust it.
Yeah. And the fact that it's Wi-Fi, like it records to the cloud immediately. So if something happened to you and they try to rip it out or whatever, it's still recorded in the cloud. God forbid. Something happens. But yeah, that's the thing when I would serve every day is like I would always think like how many I went to in college. I went to college. But when I was in college, they had a class called statistics, and I was never a big math person. But what I learned in statistics about what they taught, he was really creative. He taught us how to count cards, and +1, -1, +1, -1. It's super easy actually to count cards. It's just the actual practice of doing it and trying to play the game at the same time is very difficult. Anyway, learning things like the word probably, what's the probability of something, right? Probably means there is a high probability. And so all of these different kinds of things. And so when I would serve, I would think to myself, I started thinking statistically, if I knock on 1,000 doors, I get about one person to put their hands on me, get violent with me. And this is rough numbers, of course, but I was kind of guesstimating. And then I was like, 1 in 100 says to F off or something crazy. Maybe 3 in 100, right? It's not very many. And then but that 1 in 1,000, it would get violent and I would figure out a way to get out of it, or it would be not that bad or something. But then I was like, what about 1 in 100,000? So this is when I don't want to scare you guys, but this is like, you need to have these practices, those little things that put you in a situation where you're protected. Parking the car in a certain way where you can get to it quickly, where someone can't just park behind you, where you can't ram your way out somehow. Like park in a way that you could get out wherever you are. I mean, I would park as close as I could at the door, but if I had to, I would be able to just, drive forward or back up, hit something, whatever, and get out of there. Could I get to my weapon if it wasn't on me? Did I have multiple tiers of defense just in case? I mean, you guys should see my truck. Like if something ever happens on the freeway, man, it's gonna be like like a movie, assuming I don't die right away. Yeah.
Okay, I doubt you. And then not gonna see you.
I
So
think Jose, are you ordering the drive-through, Jose? What's happening?
No, I'm here thinking of my son here.
Oh yeah, no worries. Okay. So anyway, I don't know why I went down that road, but yeah, you want to protect yourself for sure. And good stuff. Jess, what were you talking about? Oh, body cameras. Yeah. So we're gonna get into. Do we have anything else? Anything else you guys want to talk about? These are some good topics.
You want to know what kind of body cameras like I have, or just depending?
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, what do you
what
use?
the one that I bought, I used to have one called Acme, but they went out of business, and it was like a subscription that I will pay. It will record, but then I found one called Cam Pro, and I found it in Amazon for like 140. and it has a lot of gigabytes. You know what I mean? So maybe I'll just send you guys a link for it. And it's real simple to carry because you could actually has a it's real simple. It wasn't really expensive, but it's very durable and the battery lasts as wow. And afterwards you could just download it and you could upload the pictures afterwards, you know?
Does
Quality
this sit
pictures
right
are
here?
good. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Very
Well,
good. Yeah.
Jose, it's funny you say that because this is the camera that is being given away to October's highest engagement.
Oh
The
yeah.
person with the highest engagement. Yeah, I'm giving this away. I'm shipping
Dude,
this
that.
to the
Oh
person
yeah.
with the highest engagement. Let's go take a look. Oh, I just Google searched this and I said on the what was the date? It doesn't tell you the date.
Not all in trouble? You too?
Well, anyway, it was anyways 26 days ago, so whatever that was.
Who clapped?
Things were moving along, and I realized that
Follow
Jessica was
suit.
running away with the competition, and I said, "Guys, are you going to let Jessica just run away with the
To be
prize
a
pack?"
leader and you lead good, not follow bad.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you for a sec, Jose. No worry. You can unmute yourself if you need to talk. Don't worry. So Jessica took off and she got the most. So I know I took a picture of it somewhere. Let me see. Down, 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 down. Body cameras. Da, 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 da. Full announcements. Yeah, so this is where I announced it. This is what we're giving away. Okay. Yep. Okay. So now let's go. I want to show people where you can find this. So if inside of our community, which is free to join, by the way, mightyprocessserver.com, just click on free training and it'll take you here. We got 128 vetted. Everyone in here is a process server. This young lady who's in here all the time, she has her own community for like, I think marketing affiliate. She does like affiliate marketing or something. But I met her in Texas. Her husband's a process server, like really engaged, active process server. So that's probably the only person who's not a process server herself, but she does proofs and she qualifies. Okay. Everybody in the community is a process server. What's this guy doing? Why aren't you in here? What's this? Evan. Evan, I'm calling you out, buddy. You're in
He probably
school.
doesn't realize it because yeah.
Yeah, we're messaging him.
I told him today or yesterday he missed a meeting.
Yeah. Can I paste this? No, shoot, it's old. Anyways, we're about to end anyway. So I'll just put it in here. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So this is also the best way to communicate with me. You know, I will reply to every single person. Like if you message me in here, it just might take a couple days, right? But the community is free. The only thing we charge for, obviously, is my guys build websites. Desi and the design team, we build awesome websites. You can also get a free website where there's no setup fee, but it's $27 a month, and we have different templates. You can check that out. You can also join the directory. It's $27 a month. That's our early bird special. You can check that out, and you can also just see who are the other verified members on the list by clicking here. And so let's look at the leaderboard because that's why we're here, right? We want to see who is on the leaderboard. Look at Tommy. Look at Tommy trying to make a move.
There he
Hey,
is.
That's a Tinder profile pic, bro. That's a pastor. That's actually like a pastor pic, actually. So Jessica is just crushing it. Even though we are way past the 30-day mark. I did take a screenshot of it. I put it somewhere. I don't know where I posted it, I think. But yeah, Jessica won and a landslide victory. And Jeff won the month before. He's got a $100 Amazon gift card. But I wanted to up the ante because you guys have been so engaged. So what we did, if you look over here on the community tab, for those of you guys that are new, those of you guys that are brand new. Okay, so if I search Amazon price pack, I thought this would be fun. I thought, let's throw a few $100s at this and see if anyone has fun. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, here it is. Jessica won with 509. You just like killed it. How do we get points, Jessica? While you do that, I'm gonna pull up each of the things that you are being sent from Amazon directly to you from me. I'm buying it. I'm pulling out my credit card and buying it and sending it to you. I'm gonna talk about what you won, but first I want you to tell everybody, how does somebody win with 509 engagement points in one single month? That's crazy.
I would say don't be afraid to ask questions, share experiences, comment on other people's stuff, just get conversations going and try to support each other.
Yeah. So you're making posts and then people are what, commenting on them?
Commenting on them, I think when they like your post and your other comments, you also get points.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Is there any other tips? Like, how do you come up with things that people might want to engage with?
Um, like marketing, because you have those different categories, right? So if you want to show that when you make a post,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
there's like marketing category, there's struggle category. Some
shout
things are just
outs.
for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Shout outs. If other people helped you, you can thank them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some pretty good ones here. I stole from some other communities. I'd like to take credit, but these are good ones.
Come on.
Wins. So if you have a win, you get a big serve. Come over here, click win, and put it. If you see some people who are commenting, you can just see some of the comments here. When to stop working for an affiliate. This actually got quite a bit of engagement. Got 13 comments. I mean, this right here is like over 60 years of experience. You got Jeff Spar and Jason Burke out of California. Like, these are like heavy hitters. These are guys have a lot of experience. Tommy's in there. I came in here. I just posted that today, actually. Yeah, it took me a while. And then Jessica's replying. Now, what's crazy is Jessica replies, and then if I go and I comment or reply, I believe she gets more points. Like, if I like her comment.
Papa, can I have a drink?
So one comment could potentially turn into, I mean, one post could potentially turn into 100 points.
Yeah, because we just try to like everything, everybody, right? Everybody contributes, so everybody gets points and moves up.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do, well, let's go through it really quick. So Jessica, how do I pin you? I'll leave it like that. Okay. I'll leave it alone. Okay. So Jessica, you win this body camera, Cam Pro, which, by the way, I didn't know this, but I just tried to find like one that was not like $1,000, but was more expensive than most of the other ones. And this is the one that it came up. But it turns out Jose says this is one of the best ones, the one that he uses, right, Jose?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the best ones that I have ever had. The battery lasts as long, and it has a capacity of 128 megabit. Like, it has a lot of memory, and it's easy to follow the steps to download. It's very easy, very durable, and I recommend it. And it
How's
has
the low light in that?
yeah, it has a light. It has a little light you could use too. It has a little light. You can actually take pictures if you want to, just simple picture, or you could do the recording at the same time. You know what I mean? That's cool.
I like it. I like it. So Mighty Mike's not gonna get the lowest version. I'm gonna get the best for the best. That's how we do it, right? So
Yeah.
that's how we do it around here. So we're gonna send this off. I hope you make use of it.
Thank you. I will with all these protection orders.
Yeah,
That's
we'll get
awesome.
some
Congratulations, Jessica.
Thank you.
little gadgets here too. We'll get those. What is it? All right.
I
So
just made a
then,
post about this week about a body camera with good low light. So that's I'm gonna write that down and look into Cam Pro. And it's
yeah,
nice to hear Jose with him using it. That's
yes,
valuable.
exactly. Yeah, you don't. And I used to have a guy who would come to all of our meetings, Ken Ringo. He stopped serving and he started doing visitation supervision. Like he has like a arcade that he has for kids, and he like and it became a whole different type of business thing but anyway, he would always talk about body cameras, that because he was a police officer, and he talked about Cam Pro too. So yeah, love it, Jose. And we got some good recommendations there. Paper, you can never have enough paper. And so I thought
Yes.
it just relates so well. And hammer mill, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go. This episode is sponsored by Hammer Mill. No. That'd be funny. And I don't
What in the world?
I don't know.
Hey, I have a son in the back of the car. Sometimes I can use it.
I don't know. And will not comment if you
Yeah.
didn't do this. Okay.
Okay.
I want to be respectful, but you're gonna get it anyways.
All right.
What is this? Toshi? Okay, and that's an ad. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. All right. And lastly, probably not quite as cool as a body cam, but pretty dang cool is having a clipboard to keep your stuff. Since I started the dumpster business, I have been saving
Okay.
receipts.
I'll get can I get a hamburger? Yeah, hamburger.
Okay.
I'd like to have a hamburger.
Me too, man. Shit. Okay. So yeah, I've been saving receipts and having a place to put them while you're on the road that you can later take pictures of them is priceless. I mean,
Well, thank you.
oh my gosh. So
Especially here with the rain, I'm gonna need that for even my papers, maybe, you know.
look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's the best. Now, when I was first set out to get this for you guys, for whoever was going to win, is I thought I wanted like a ballistic one, and I didn't mind paying $200 for one. Like I wanted a ballistic one that was bulletproof. They just don't make them on Amazon, or they just don't. So there's a guy who made them who sent me one that was awesome. I gave it to one of my servers. I tried to order a second one. It was like $150. The guy would make them. I don't know if I told you guys this before, but the guy would make them. He would shoot it himself to make sure that it was ballistic. So when you would get it, you'd have a bullet indented, and some of them the bullet would stick in it, which is so cool. But the second one I ordered, I think the guy died. Like I never got my money back. I never heard from him. The emails never came back. Nancy used to be my assistant. I'm like, find this guy. I want one of these clipboards. Maybe I'll start making them. That'd be cool.
There you go.
That'd be pretty cool. Ballistic clipboards that if you could somehow put enough ballistic like metal, inside of this, it'd make it heavier. But if you could somehow do it like just the size of that paper right there inside the plastic, how cool would that be? It'd probably have to be over $100 for sure. But anyways, this is the one you get.
Thank you.
It's the best we could do. And I think that's it. That's the prize pack. And you know what? You deserve it. You crushed it on the leaderboard. And even in this month, the last 7 days, you're crushing it as well. Again, you got 56, leaving Jeff behind. Tommy's keeping up here with you, and even Sean. We don't see Sean, but I know he's in there. Brad's in there a lot. Andy's in there. Jason. A lot of folks that are engaged. But I want to touch just briefly. Congratulations, Jessica.
Thank you. I'll tone it down for Tommy so he can take the lead.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, give us a chance here.
Yeah.
I'll get busier this month.
So I'm gonna announce different prizes. I'll post it in there. I want to do some research and see if there's something. It might be something similar, definitely comparable for the month of December. I want it to be a little more Christmassy, do some, make it a little bit more theme related and give you guys a head start starting in like December 1st. So the next 2 weeks, consider a grace period to catch up on whatever stuff you got going on as far as the classroom. I want to, so I'm going to do a post for next month. Okay. Before next month, I'll let you guys know what it is, what the prizes are. Okay. You can kind of see the way I see it back here. There is a lot of things that I have in the pipeline, and I'm trying to just focus on the most important things. If you aren't aware, there's an affiliate networking. We did a 4-day live, and I posted a bunch of links and many videos in there. This is essentially like how to get work from affiliates and how to network with different people in different industries, and then we end talking about like niches. So if you're new to the community, that is a really valuable one, and I think it gets unlocked
Mike, I had a
level
question.
4. Yeah.
I saw that I was looking at that one, the network, the training, but you had one that had like a template list on how to really put your zip code. I never saw that it's like a price list that you did, right? Something like that. You were talking about having make sure you have your zip code. That kind of helps if you want to use affiliate. I like that template. Do you have it, or just, or how do you get that?
Yeah, I did that back in the day. Yeah, the zip codes are really good for like your price sheet
Yeah,
to
yeah.
send to affiliates. Yeah. I don't think I really taught that this go around because we were focused on getting attorneys.
Right.
But you're right. You're right. Reaching out to affiliates, having a price sheet that has your zip codes on it. For California specifically, they really like that because they put those zip codes into their system, and their system will recommend you.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to like see because just something, something organized. That kind of makes sense. They asked me, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And I don't want to.
Mhm.
I just want to send it out here. That's it. Here. This is
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find that, and then
Okay.
I'll put it in here in the community.
All right. Sounds good, man. Thanks. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Then the other thing too is the vault. Anything where I don't know where to put it, but we did a Zoom call and it was a great call. That's where it goes. It goes to the vault. All the mighty meetups, like tonight's video, tonight's replay. Of course, you can see it on YouTube, but it is going to end up here in the vault. Okay, so
Okay. Cool.
once a month. So you got we're late on this month's video, but it'd be 10-1, 11-1, 12-1. That's how it should be. So we're a little late this month just because I've been on the road. But and then the start here thing was kind of like I got tired of doing like pin posts. So if you just go through all of these, the start here, obviously you don't have to get a verified listing, but that would be something that something to consider, a box to check, right? Google listings and reviews. I teach you about that in the day 1 of the Mighty Marketing, which by the way doesn't unlock until I think level 3. So I'm giving you day 1 right away because it's so valuable, I think, to get you started when you're just starting out for you to understand those things. Let's see, Mighty Marketing releases. Yeah, not to level 5. Yeah, because level 1 gives you all the stuff that you need to get started, right? It's like start here, right? Get all this stuff done. And then once you reach level 5, all these other things unlock, which is really powerful. Just really Brad's ears were ringing as we were talking about the leaderboard. What's up, Brad?
Hey guys, just got in. Good evening.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Yeah, we just announced Jessica 1, which everybody pretty much knows, and went over all of the things that are being sent to her for being the highest engaged person. And I actually mentioned you for the month of October. And I just mentioned you because you're number 5 on the last 7 days list, number 4 in the last 30 days list. And we're going to do a totally separate giveaway for December. So,
Very exciting.
yeah, I'm gonna do a post about it though. But yeah, I'm gonna send all that. Jessica, I'm excited for you to get it. You're gonna have to do like where you come on video and like show your camera, with
Yeah,
your
for
with your
sure.
thing and your clipboard and everything and your urinal.
Well, minus that.
Come on, that makes it funny. That makes it fun.
Hey, but there is a thing that you could use. I have it. It's an attachment that well actually you could clip it on, but you could put it it's a carry on. You could put it in the middle of your body, like but on your shirt.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
okay,
okay. I thought you were talking about something else.
it's
No.
right there. It's like around $40, but it's something you could carry around. It's pretty cool. It
Okay.
kind of secures your camera. Like if you don't have a place to put it, I put it in the middle. Yeah.
Mm.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah, that one right there. That
Yeah.
one's good. It's very durable, dude. I have that.
Okay. Yeah, she gonna get that. She gonna get that. She gonna get
Yeah,
this too.
yeah, because you could be running, it doesn't even come off, dude. It doesn't come off. Like that's how durable it is. It's cool.
I've got a magnetic clamp for my GoPro that I've been using on my chest because I also fly paramotors and use that when I'm flying paramotors. OKPPG, by the way, but OKPPG.com. But it doesn't do well in low light with the time change.
Uh-huh. Oh man. Well, just let me know. I'd love to hear what all the different ones are that are working that aren't working, right? I need to do yeah, I gotta do some work here. We have Ryan. We did a spotlight with Ryan. I gotta put him on here. And then any of you guys that have reached level 3, any of you guys that have reached level 3, you get the spotlight. So what that means is we come here on Zoom like this or on StreamYard, and I just interview you and I say, you know, like, tell me about your business, you know, and we do it in a way that's professional that you could put on your website, right? You can
Ooh.
clip a piece of it and just put that part where I say, like, how's your business different than other businesses, whatever. And then that's when you're just on the flow of our conversation. You're like, well, you know, Mike, what we do is da 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 da. And so it sounds like you're not just boasting, which nobody likes to hear someone boast, right? But in an interview, it's expected when I ask you what you do and how your business is different, it's expected that you're going to come back with something, right? And that's what will go on your website, or at least a clip of it where it doesn't promote me or the podcast. It really just has me just for a second. Maybe it doesn't even show my face. It might even just show like a, you know, we were asked, you know, what was most important, and have like some text, you know, on the screen, and then you're answering the question. It could be that too, you know. So, but in the community, it will be me interviewing you as a podcast episode. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, but I've decided I'm going to do that. Every spotlight will actually just be an interview on the podcast. And yeah, that'll be fun. So guys, I'm done. That's all I had for today. Did you guys have anything else?
Yeah, good man, good.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me. Brad, I got to say, you know, you won't stop talking. You're taking all the time.
I just literally got in from a couple of attempts, guys. Thank you. California Process Servers LLC thanks you. And looking forward to learning more from you from all of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Brad. I never know when to mute Jose. I never know. I'm like, I don't want to if he has something to say, but then I'm like, I hear like, I want a cheeseburger. But you know what? That's the grind. Sometimes you're out there serving, you got to get some food. You got your family too sometimes, you know. So guys, I hope you're out there. We're getting ready. I canceled tomorrow's mastermind just because our last mastermind, we were just trying to we were just chopping it up, talking about some stuff. But what I want to do is I want to start to be the backup training. Now, the most important part about this, I think if once you guys get the power of the be the backup, and you let me call people in your market, and you see how easy it is, you're gonna a switch is gonna flip, and you're gonna go, I need to be doing nothing but this. Calling attorneys, paralegals, heck, even property managers, like people who can bring you business. You're going to pick up the phone, you're going to say a few words, you're going to get an email to them, and they're going to start using you. It may not be right away. As a matter of fact, it won't be right away. Because just like the dumpster business, people don't always have trash they need picked up right now today. People don't always have a serve waiting in their email that they have to get sent out. And so I want to say probably, gosh, I don't want to say a percentage because I don't really remember, but I know that it was like 20, 30% of these attorneys that would send like 1 or 2 a month. You know, hundreds of them, hundreds. I could show you my CRM that I downloaded from Serve Manager. It was like 16,000. It was like, there were so many like one-off attorneys that would send like 1 or 2 a month. Hundreds of them would send like 1 or 2 a month. And that's okay. That's why you just keep going. You keep getting more and more customers over and over and over, and not thinking about how much effort it's taking you to get them. That's the part you got to just forget. Put in the effort and be proud of yourself for doing it. And you'll have your head down like on the grindstone, they say, and you'll look up in like 90 days and the law of the harvest will start to pay you back for the thing you did 90 days ago. For the calls you made 90 days ago will start to turn into business today. And then what happens is some of those right away business will happen. So you'll get a job today, tomorrow, and then that 90 days ago thing will happen too. And you'll be like, whoa, this is a real business. You just have to not forget to keep going. You have to keep prospecting. You have to keep marketing so that law of the harvest doesn't die off. And then you feel like you're only getting that immediate business. Brad, you had something?
Just on that, you're so true. I never thought I'm over 50 serves already in less than 60 days. And I'm part-timer, I got another schedule, but you just got to keep on making those contacts and those numbers will add up.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So what kind of contacts are you pulling in, Brad? Are you doing like attorneys?
I'm getting some attorneys. I'm getting some affiliate work. I'm getting some backup, being the backup with other affiliates. I know a tragic story, unfortunately. A process server, she suffered an accident and had some burns. So she's out. So they need somebody, right? I'm in that area. So yeah, just working it, just plugging it as I can, adding, I'll say the big boxes, but working it, it's a beginning.
My business doubled because a woman died of cancer. It's okay. It happens. Things happen. And you just have to. Another one is a woman, I think I told the story before, but she was like pretty much my only competitor. The name of her company was girlprocessserver.com. You could probably, I don't know if you can still look it up, but that was the name of her business. And she got some work. I mean, it works. Some people are like, yeah, I should have a girl do it, huh? And then she got some business. And one day, I forget which one I served first, but it was like bankruptcy, I want to say. I served her bankruptcy papers, which was weird because normally those don't get served, but it was like from the bank saying, hey, we're fighting what you're saying about bankruptcy, whatever. Then I come back and I serve her divorce papers. Then I come back and I serve her eviction papers. I'm not kidding you. I serve her eviction papers. And some backstory, this woman, I shouldn't have said her website. That was mean. I shouldn't have said that. This is a really tragic story about her. She owed me $25 for like 3 years. She sent me a serve when I first started and I did it because she was out of town and she never paid me. And she would always see me at the courthouse when I would be in line and I'm gonna pay you. I'm like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Whatever, And so things happen, Brad. I think things happen and things could happen to you too. This is why I say, get close to all the process servers in your area, build relationships with them. Um, you know, I mean, for her, I would call her and she kind of avoided me for a little while. And then I was like, I know where you live. I know where you are. I know who you are. I know I'll see you at court. Like, just call me back so I can give you your papers. It's just the way it goes. But yeah, this lady who got burned, you're picking up some of her business, as you get into it more and you keep making the calls, like figure out the things that are working, like try to your best to track the things that you're doing so you can see your return on investment. Like if I'm making phone calls to certain types of attorneys and paralegals and I'm never getting anything from it, have I done it long enough? Have I called enough people, number wise, volume? And have I done that for long enough? If I can say yes to those two things, then I can truly evaluate whether that is a source of business that I should keep doing or not.
Absolutely, Michael. I'll just say this for everybody that doesn't think I'm not stealing her work. They contacted me and I actually used the lady for affiliate work because she's in a very rural, dispersed area in California. I'm rural. She's way rural. So if I've sent her work initially, that's how we met. And then a different server company contacted me. So, but
that's how it goes.
You have to cover each other.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That is how it goes. Yeah, and then so other sources of business like the notary stuff. Sometimes that stuff can keep you going while you're while you're building the process serving side, it's hard for me because Desi was explaining to me yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. She was trying to talk me. I won't tell you the whole conversation, but she was trying to tell me that I'm not like other people. And I disagree. Like, she's like, people don't think like you. They should. Cash flow. Process serving is a great way to get some money initially. You can build a business that you could even sell. But are there other ways for you to earn money and build a business? I know a lot of folks that I love, by the way. They're amazing individuals, especially in Texas. We go to these conferences. They don't want to be anything more than a process server, and that's fine. And I'm building a process serving community, right? So obviously I believe in it. But if there's other ways for you to diversify, like I know you guys are, like I've heard each of you say something that you're doing something a little different. Each of you, all of you, like Jose's doing the e-recording stuff and a bunch of other things. I know Jessica, you're doing the apostille stuff. You're doing the out-of-state deposition subpoenas, right? Like you're diversifying. And then, I know Tommy, you got different things going on, especially the surveillance stuff. Brad's a notary, right? Like we all have something different, to kind of supplement. But just know that there are thousands of serves happening in your market that somebody else is making money on that you're not. And I always told myself, surely I have 90% of the business. And I continued to prove myself wrong over the years, where I was like, wow, I had no idea. I really had no idea. And I believe it's probably the same in all of your markets too. How can it not be, right? So cool, guys. Well, listen, this has been fun. The Mighty Meetups are only once a month. So if you're watching the replay of this, I'm going to try to set it up more as a webinar so you can register for it. I'm not sure why there wasn't a registration link. It's kind of weird. So if you tried to join and couldn't, sorry about that. If you're not a member of the community, what are you doing? It's free. Go join. Every other month I decide to charge for it. And then the next day I go like, what am I thinking? I don't need the money from that. So I reverse it and I like remove it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Hopefully not. But I just like the next day I change it where I don't charge for membership. I really want this to be the #1 community. You guys are engaged. You guys are building businesses that you can be proud of. And it's really exciting to see, to be a part of. And it's not my community, this is our community, right? So thank you guys so much. Take care. Be safe out there. And I haven't gotten a picture for a while. Who wants to do the flex? Be safe and live mighty. Let's see him. Oh, Brad, that's perfect. I'm just kidding. It's a picture.
He's
your
always
arm is,
happy.
your arm's out of the screen, buddy. He's like, okay, guys, I'm delirious, so I'm gonna go. Have a good night, you guys.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
There he
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
There he
dang.
is.
Ooh, watch out. Kill it. See you guys.
Bye.